Alright, welcome back to Rogue Trader, where last time I think we saved this planet, you know, just all in a day's work, and these people
It's
are very
about
happy
time.
about it. How polite is that? Awesome. Is there any loot left in this temple? Nope. So I reckon we can head on our way. Time to get celebrated, so I imagine we're flying back to the Governor's Palace. Apparently we're back in our ship first, it turns out, once you go to the shuttle.
I was somewhat brusque at our first meeting, and I would like to make up for it by expressing my thanks for your assistance in the electrodynamic cenobium. Your arrival could not have come at a better time.
Oh, cheers, Heinrichs.
Thanks to you, I have succeeded in finding the object that brought me to this system in the first place. Now that the weapon of corruption has been seized from the cult, I can satisfy the Lord Inquisitor's wish and travel with you to Footfall, once you have finished your business on Rycat. There is one more thing. The Lord Inquisitor gave me this item some time ago. He must have thought it likely that I would find myself aboard this vessel sooner than he. I was instructed to deliver this device to Lady Theodora. However, given recent events, I believe I ought to present it to you. This is an elucidator, a sacred machine capable of translating the languages of remote and lost worlds into Low Gothic. It can even process Xenos languages to a certain degree.
Ooh.
Not without infelicities, but possibly well.
You have my interest. A Xenos translator, an alien translator. I'm very keen for that. Thank you, the Inquisition's generosity is greatly appreciated.
May the elucidator serve House von Valancius as faithfully as it has served the acolytes of the Holy Ordos up to now.
Wonderful. What do you think will become of the electrodynamic cenobium?
It all depends on the electro-priests who survived the attack. Fortunately for them, the cultists did not manage to seriously corrupt the holy site, partly thanks to the priesthood's efforts. Nevertheless, I would not be surprised if the local explorator fleet decides to audit and purge the damaged units once it hears about what has happened.
That is possible. What do you plan to do now?
I would like to offer my assistance in resolving your immediate problems. I am aware that the ship suffered considerable losses during the recent mutiny and was damaged by the cultists' actions, and you have lost many valuable officers as well. You are in a difficult situation. I am at your disposal.
Great. So I had a problem with some potential chaos artifacts down on the lower decks, and then I found some concealed weapons. Can you go check? Like, I'm annoyed there's no option here. I'll go talk to him afterwards, but my whole idea, and I get annoyed when games don't give me the choice that I want, which I know it's limited. They have to give you a branching path. But my idea was the most efficient way to root out the remaining parts of the Chaos Cult was to not cause a general uprising which would drive people into their hands, while also proactively chasing after, pursuing in a covert-overt manner, with both covert actions supported by overt actions when required, in order to find the source of the remaining issues, find the people responsible, and root that out, preferably with the collaboration of some people in the area rather than making them all enemies. And then the backup option to that would be venting the entire deck to space and then trying to replace people because we don't want another mutiny. Hopefully I can tell Heinrichs, hey, you are literally an interrogator of the Inquisition, this is kind of what you do, can you sort of go around my ship? There's only 20,000 people here, I have a few suspicious areas, can you go figure out what's going on? Anyway, I must return to my duties.
Thank you for your time. Please consider me at your complete disposal while I am aboard your
Yes,
vessel.
go find my heretics. Also, I have a bunch of random shit in my safe that I would like to give you. The Voxmaster is telling us that the rumours that we saved the monastery and eliminated the source of the mutiny are spreading like wildfire. The Vox transmissions from across the world speak of nothing else. The Governor is expecting you at his command centre to discuss matters. We are ready to depart immediately, just give the order. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to throw some stuff in the vault, because I don't like carrying around quest items for no reason. So I'll go store some things, send some more into cargo, and then we'll go see the Governor. Okay, so we're learning a little bit about Heinrichs.
It was only afterward that I became
So he's from a night world. He is of a noble family. He was stripped of his family name after they discovered he was a psyker, and he accidentally boiled his aunt from the inside out after she slapped him. Apparently a pet bit him. He boiled the pet without meaning to, the aunt slapped him, he boiled the aunt without necessarily meaning to. And then he was sent on the black ships to Terra, he was found capable of controlling his powers, he became an Imperial Guard psyker, and then eventually one in service of the Inquisition. Which is an interesting backstory. Also, he might be far older than he appears, he is a biomancer, which means he can control the body's aging process. This is probably not his natural appearance. This sort of, this jawline, his cheekbones, he's probably chosen these by using his psychic powers to manipulate his own body. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Certainly cheaper than plastic surgery. And yet, going through all of the conversation options... I must take my leave. Going through all the conversation options, there is no option to ask the interrogator, who has offered to help me in any way he can, to go interrogate people in order to find any remnants of the Chaos cults on my ship. Which, I gotta feel is a bit of an oversight. I have an interrogator, I have a person who specialises in rooting out Chaos cults, and I can't ask them to go do their job on my ship. Bit unfortunate. Anyway, with that said, I will go and see the governor, I guess, to the Cronus Expanse map, and the governor's residence. And I'm leaving Adira behind because I don't trust her, and because taking her to see the governor, like, hey bro, here's my unsanctioned psyker, it's probably not a great opener. And I'm leaving Abelard on the ship because it makes sense to have the ship's second in command on the ship if the captain is on the away team. There's already a lot of concentration of very valuable ship's personnel. I like the idea of having Abelard up top, keeping the ship in line, in order and available, just in case I need it. So, let's go have a chat to the governor. I'll have a talk to all the other people in the room, like some of the tech priests, see if there's anything interesting here. Then we'll talk to the governor. Oh, it turns out one of the tech priests is a trade representative of the Explorator fleets. Fantastic. Wait, okay, so they're speaking to each other in binaric. So binaric sounds like just static noise, but it's a more efficient mode of quickly broadcasting information between tech priests, and it's impossible for non-augmented humans to understand. The unit is requesting permission to transfer information. The Rogue Trader possesses a supreme degree of power. Why, thank you. Potential to influence the current leadership, ability to restore Rycat's system. Permission to transfer information granted. Oh, he's telling me to go reinforce the Cenobium. Well, mate, I have good news for you. Okay, I went back to my ship. I was able to upgrade what officers went where, making full advantage of the fact that Pascal is a fantastic shield master and Hyrix is a better warp channeler than Adira, so Adira has been fired, thankfully. And we've got Cassier bring the 90 bonus to the Master of Etherics, Perun 95 here, so we got some good stat lines in the officer post. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a way, unfortunately, to leave the system without going to a stupid celebration, which would have been my preference, or to go hunt heretics without going to a stupid celebration, so stupid celebration it is. Alright, Governor, I'm ready for my stupid triumph.
It's about time!
Let's try this again. Okay, here we go. People are saluting, bowing, etc. Let's have a chat to the Master of Ceremonies. Your Lordship, Peerless von Valancius, I'm the Master of Ceremonies. Everything is in place for your triumph. You'll take the road now familiar from here to you, from here to the starport. You'll be accompanied by your comrades in arms and a guard of honor. The body of the heretic, known as the Prophet of Aurora, will be pulled in. You still have... Get rid of the body. Like, burn the thing. We pulled in the wake as a battle trophy. A stop is planned in the middle of the road. There, grateful citizens will rush towards you, praising you for their salvation. Not to worry, this is a thoroughly choreographed interlude. The group of grateful people will be composed exclusively of loyal citizens vetted by us, members of the military, young people, attractive and physically fit, a few healthy children. Once they have said their praise, the procession will move on. The governor will meet you by the star point where the pyre has been built for the burning of the body. Oh, I'd just take a melter gun to it right now, but that's just me. You'll be I saw something move before. You'll be handed a flamer blessed by a representative of the ecclesiarchy. You can choose to personally perform it, or if you wish to underscore the amicable alliance between von Valancius and Winterscale, it'd be fitting to pass the honour to the governor. The choice is yours. Oh, there's an option here to object and say that I want ordinary people in the march. As noble as that is, I think it would cause whoever was responsible for security for this incident right after a chaos uprising to want to jump off this ledge over here if I was to say just let unvetted people into the parade. I still think this is a stupid idea, but let's go. So I'm going to walk down an open thoroughfare in the middle of a crowd right after a chaos uprising. Fantastic. Oh, I get a Lehman Russ though. And it's a heavy bolter and multi-melter Russ. I hope this thing's fully loaded with ammo, just in case. Here's the body, surrounded by evil repelling emblems. Aurora's corpse looks like a tiny island of gloom. The dead prophet has a weary, unremarkable face of an utterly nondescript commoner. The appearance in the many small mouths on her cheeks and forehead. Are you pleased, enemy mine? The grin seems to ask. I'm going to tell the corpse that I will hunt down all of its accomplices wherever they may be, and they will all follow her into the fire. There's not a sound in response, but as soon as you blink, the corner of the corpse's mouth seems to move upward by a hair's breadth. Or is it just your imagination? Is there...
Join me in prayer.
Like, I doubt that this is the thing I can do, but... Can I just...
I'll do it.
No, okay, I can't. I was just like, can I just... Sorry, this seems like a really bad idea. Oh, into the tank. Into the Russ. Where's my mission accomplished banner? Like, I like it. I like it. It's, this is cool. I just don't think it should be happening now. And I really hope my tank is fully loaded. Like all the cheering crowd that are like paid to be there. Make way, let us greet the hero. So this is the planned stop. Hey, it's Raquel. Glory of the Von Valancius dynasty. Glory to Perun, hero of Rykad Minoris. Okay, what's this? For whatever reason, you know for certain that right at this moment, the gaze of Aurora's dead empty sockets is fixed on the back of your head. A thought surfaces in your mind, not a voice inside your head, a mere thought. They are all going to die, befuddled, deprived, never having seen the truth, and it is all because of you, enemy of mine. Shit. Address the soldiers in the cordon, stop the ceremony, take the people away, something terrible is about to happen. Like, clear the crowd away. Soldiers in the cordon exchange perplexed glances, but their trained discipline prevails, and they turn towards the spectators, preparing to lead. Good guards. Not good events. I am sensing something boundless, blue, golden, and dark. Blue, golden, and dark. That's so Zinch. Heinrich says, what? And he seems to be struck by so. I hate migraines. Migraines are so unpleasant. Behold, behold the final dawn. Oh, great. Okay, so a significant share of those loyal... There were heretics in the crowd. Okay, even in the vetted crowd, there were heretics in the crowd, which is why this thing's not over. Like, we haven't won yet. Well, we just handed that to them on a silver platter, didn't we? Alright, so we're being ambushed. Okay, let's hope we can action economy our way out of this, as we often do. Ooh, and we have a cutscene in space. That's Drukhari. Okay, I'm confused. So we saw a Drukhari, so a Dark Eldar vessel we saw crash before, and I was like, maybe it's involved in the uprising, maybe it's not, but what are Drukhari helping Chaos for? And now we've got Drukhari again, and something is happening to the system's sun. Well, that's a problem. I'm not going to go on a 15-minute lore rant on what we just saw. The system no longer has a star, though. which means this planet is well and truly screwed. Because its source of heat and light, I'm not sure how many light minutes this planet is from the sun, but we have that many minutes until all that light goes out. This planet is so screwed.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Spare none of them!
Okay, it's not an ambush. I get to pre-position. We have 18 cultists spread out in a great ambush position around us. I'll disperse. But 18 human enemies, I can deal with this. Alright. I think that's the ambush taken care of. Nothing but net. Lord Captain. Victus, what's going on? Okay, we've got a lot of interference going on. I shall fear no darkness, for light is within me. Okay, so Argenta is praying. And Cassia is saying red, black, a lot of blinding white fear. The whole city is quaking, no, the whole world. Heinrich says we must move on to the starport at once. The shuttles aren't going to find us here, even if the combat stabilizes, which it won't. We are en route to the starport. Okay, so we can try and grab civilians, say, we are not abandoning people in distress, everyone can come with us. I'm not under any obligation to save anyone, every man for himself, that's iconoclast and heretic. I don't like either of those options, because as we just determined, a lot of the people around us are absolutely 100% Chaos Cultists. So, all we can do is try and make it to the starport. She's saying Rogue Trader must help these people evacuate. The Emperor has entrusted their fate to us. That's it, let's move out. And I'll talk to Raquel, loot the area, and then we need to get to the starport quickly. Okay, I'll try not to be too smug about the fact that the bad idea was in fact a bad idea. Let's go to the starport. Loot that, let's go. Alright, we smacked right through some cultists, and we are now at the starport, which is a grisly sight, to say the least. Oh, but everyone's leveled up. So let's do that quickly, because I imagine something big is going to happen. We get to upgrade Finest Hour again. We already got the one that gives AP, which was incredible. Until the end of combat, the target gains the effective voice of command. I've already got lasting... Target gains plus 3 times the officer's fellowship bonus in temporary wounds. It's 21 temporary wounds. 21 temporary wounds isn't bad. Until the officer's next turn, the target cannot die. That could be funny if Cassia couldn't complete a killing sprint, and during the turn they do extra damage, but it doesn't tell me how much extra damage. Alright, I'll figure that one out in a moment. Let's have a look at what the others... oh yeah, these dismantling attacks, I'll just never use them. They're just not that good. At least it's just ultimate ability upgrades. Sure, extra damage that I will never use because I want to use the officer's abilities instead. Until the end of combat, rate of fire plus 30%, because we've already got this one. I think we want rate of fire plus 30% until the end of combat, because that actually we might end up using. And then I'll upgrade the officers. Okay, we fought our way through some more rebels, but it looks like we got friendlies defending the actual spaceport itself, which is a good thing. Good to see some friendly faces. You all... Oh, don't want to leave any loot behind. Although we do have to hustle. Oh yes. Where's Pascal? There you are, bro. That should allow some damage to be done. It might even be worth... I thought she had accuracy. Oh no, she has an accuracy headpiece. Easy. Okay. think we're in good shape. Pascal has been upgunned with a plasma gun. I almost left that behind. Bloody hell. Alright. Let's go. Yeah, somehow I don't think these captives...
It's about time.
That guy wants a cigarette. Low sticks of cigarettes. Alright, guess we're heading north.
A new challenge for me.
Drop a save. Okay, bunch of friendlies. Stench of Physaline and blood blankets the starport. Physaline is a high explosive. Echoes of shouts and gunfire drift over the landing pads. Shards of plexiglass. You recognise Sergeant Malgar. Sergeant Chest is fitted with a sturdy-looking flak vest bearing insignia customary among troops. One of the enforcers you sent must have given it to Malgar as a gift. Group of bloody and frightened people is wedged between Malgar's wardens and the shuttles. You recognise them as the governor of the planet and the members of his high-ranking entourage. Their expensive attire has been torn in the fight and many bear wounds left by bayonets. Sergeant, where are the people who were sent to assist from my ship? They already went back to your ship, sir. Good people, your soldiers. They helped us, unlike this carrion, he says, looking back at the nobles. Okay, so my people are back. Our esteemed governor and his gang... Oh, he's beating up the governor. And his gang of cronies have been cowering behind us, and now, when things got rough, they thought they could scupper and leave us here to die. We've shed our blood for him and broken our backs to provide for him, and after all this, you think that's fair, you piece of grok shit. Oh, he's stun battening the governor. That is very not how this is meant to work. Enough, you said your piece. Oh, he killed the governor. For killing a nobleman, you deserve to be executed where you stand. My mentor was right. The rabble truly have no honor. We don't have time for this. We need to get to the shuttle now. So I can... Ooh, interesting options. So I can use Persuasion. Another in your position could have forgotten that the Emperor protects, but surely you, not you, it is your duty to help anyone you can. Or look at yourself, servant of the God Emperor. Whom do you serve? Humanity or its foes? How dare you speak of justice with kindred blood on your hand? Lower your weapon if you value your soul. Malgar raises his gun at you, only to immediately lower it. Shame and despair. For crying out loud, your lordship, how could you say such a thing? A dull thud from this... Okay. Oh, well, okay, there goes Malgar. That is a... Is that a word bearer Chaos Space Marine with a heavy bolter? That's a word bearer, right? Okay, we have positioned ourselves. Here is what I am thinking. Heinrich's job, since this is a Chaos Space Marine, I'm pretty sure everyone who's familiar at all with 40k knows what a Space Marine is, but this is a member of the Adeptus Astartes. He is a genetically engineered killing machine and a full suit of power armor, and this one specifically is one of the heretical ones that about 10,000 years ago turned from the Imperium and followed Warmaster Horus during the Horus Heresy, and since then has worshipped Chaos. This one's marked, I think, as a word bearer, which are basically the most demon lovers out there as far as the Astartes go. As you can see, they are gigantic, they are tough, they have 342 wounds, 58% dodge, 68% armor, 6 deflection. So getting through this is going to be a challenge, but here's what we're going to do. Argenta's job over here is to farm momentum against the Minuteman rebels. Heinrich's job is to use an extra turn early on to initiate a charge action in order to get into close combat and hopefully make it harder for this thing to use its heavy bolter. It is in line of sight of Cassia. Cassia is our tankiest member with 55 hit points. That'll jump up to like 100 as soon as she's buffed, so she's got forward, and then the squishy members of the team are back here. with Pascal hopefully being able to provide plinking fire support with his plasma, since that will have some impact on going through. Because what's the armor? 35% armor penetration. And he's able to fire it for cheap. So, and I think there's an overcharge which will do even more damage. So, I think that's it. I'll check the items one more time and then we'll go. Alright, I didn't find anything else to issue, so let's do it. Juster, you have the first buffed turn, and I think we go straight to, it's either Argenta or Heinrichs. Heinrichs is in range. So he's going to give himself a 0 AP, the strength and toughness buff. Take him to 54 strength, 54 toughness. Nothing on what the Marine has, obviously, but it is something. He'll also give himself temporary wounds, because he will take a hit.
For the throne's glory.
And do 5 out of 340 something damage, but it doesn't matter, he's in base contact. The thing has something to worry about. Cassia, you now want to give, probably from your position, I think Pascal next. And then you can use the rest of your movement to move back into position.
If I may.
Because what Pascal can do... Ooh, 30 to 37 damage. Yet overheats for 2 turns. Don't want that. What we want is this. Our recoil is reduced, but mostly what I want to do is get this debuff on them, because the debuff on the enemy's weapons recoil is increased by half of the Tech Priest int bonus. By half for the int bonus rounds. And allies gain increased dodge. So this will increase the recoil on the heavy bolter and increase our dodge against it, because we won't be able to put him down in one turn. So there we are. We've got a decrease in weapon skill. And this heavy bolter should now... Yeah, recoil 60. Okay. Which should reduce his effectiveness hitting us, especially through dodge. Cassia moves back into position. And then if I give Cassia an extra turn, she can relay it to Argenta and get credit for it.
Lord Captain.
Swap to the area flame.
Doubt is for the weak.
And get us some momentum.
Without deeds is worthless.
If we can feed her an extra turn, she can then kill them for extra momentum. But for the moment we are okay. Here we go.
I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's
More
judgment.
momentum. Dash into cover.
Commands, I act.
Rebel. Did that in the wrong order. And we'll go run and gun.
I will not.
And we'll farm just a bit more momentum. Because what we really want is that boost onto Cassia. Okay, so we give Heinrichs, Cassia. So I think what we want to do is Vok.
Nothing I can't do. Suits my purposes.
Fantastic. So, she needs to survive, so we'll boost her first. What are we looking at? 212 willpower, 100 wounds. Okay, that's promising. And let's start with 43 to 48 damage, which is 43 to 90. Okay. And the Navigator has started to nerf the skills, which will lower its effect even more. It's poisoned, Machine Spirit Commusion, Blight of Souls, Castigating, so just let's stack the debuffs. And then let's use at all costs.
Not my specialty.
Because what does this do on an enemy? I actually think I want the momentum instead.
Nowhere to hide.
We are so close. Okay, Heinrich should be able to generate the requisite amount of momentum. Let's go strength and toughness on Argenta. resolve on everyone.
I won't object to it.
More temporary wounds on Argenta. And then we'll just do a quick damage check. We can do 8 to 14 with that, or 4 to 7 with our sword, so we're obviously going to go with the psi power.
But of course, Lord Captain.
We could charge him, but we were already in base combat, so we'll go into Endure.
I won't object to it.
52 of 45 wounds. He's not as tough as our navigator. There we go. We got it.
Not a problem for me.
Pile on. Pile on. She's already vocked. Next attack door cover. I don't need that. I just need this.
Nothing I can't do.
Heinrichs needs the buff because he's in close combat.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
72 damage on 222 willpower. This is now doing 45 to 94.
I am
Bring him
fear
down.
incarnate.
Bring him down.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
And we've got fully charged momentum. So I've got 2 targets left. One there and one... It's a rebel leader gunner up there, who I'm not sure I can reach. What we'll do is we'll kill this guy.
Another double painted black.
Argenta's already buffed.
I'll paint your death.
Let's give
in
her the
colours.
full extra turn. And she should get 4 shots here,
I'll do it.
which should be enough.
This is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands.
1 turn clear. Heavy Bolter. Life draining sword and Gem of Dark Vitality. Alright, well we cleared them up. Let's loot and get on a bloody shuttle, I reckon. Okay, so everyone's like, hey, we survived an encounter with the Heretic Hassandis. I'm like, mate, he never even got to pull a trigger. We had it made. Let's go loot that gunner and then get ourselves off this bloody planet. I'd say this parade was a Rebel Sniper Rifle 18 to 25. That's huge. That's a significant improvement. Even over the less additional hit chance, no dodge reduction, but lots of damage. Interesting. So you want to combo it with some with lots of ballistic skill. Well, let's quickly, in case we get into combat. Oh, it's heretical. I thought we were going to be able to give Argenta this heavy bolter, but apparently we can't because she's not a heretic. We can give her that for 18 to 25 damage for the moment. I just really want to get her a heavy bolter or some sort of heavy weapon. I've sort of spec'd her for it. We can level everyone up. I think everyone... So we've completed our first class and we now get to select our second class, but I don't want to dawdle here on the... It feels weird to do that on the landing pad, so... I think we just take off in our shuttle. Do a quick check to see if anything over here is worth salvaging.
Victory awaits.
Nope. Alright. Drop a save, back to the void ship. 1 turn kill on a Heretic Astartes. Love the work. Let's go. Okay, we are back on the void ship. And that planet's well and truly screwed. Like, that's a planet without a star anymore. It's just gonna be kinetic in space. No light, no heat. Luckily our ship has its own light and heat. Thanks to the Emperor, you're alive, your lordship. We are most gratified by your return. The crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you might have. I will hear an account of what happened to the system's sun. We saw a number of ships approach the sun, black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angles and angles, so Drukhari, those should be in your recognition database. They surrounded the star and then, my apologies, the Xenos made the sun vanish. Yeah, Drukhari, thank you. The Xenos, enemies of humanity. A breed of the Eldari, the most cruel and devious of their kind. Like all Xenos, the Drakari are a blight on the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warp sorcery, exactly, which is why I was surprised they... Maybe they're not working with the cult, they're working... Maybe the cult's foreseeing it, I don't know. Maybe they're playing off each other, they're two different threats. But the fact that there was Wraithbone in the Demon Sword, it's all confusing me so far. Although Wraithbone's more commonly associated with Eldari, not Drakari. Yes, I know, lore dump. We will get there. Which is why they rely on creations of intellect. Okay. So... is there any chance that we could recover Rykat's star? Are the Xenos in league with the cultists? We can rule out... Yeah, we can rule out that possibility. The Drakari would never ally themselves with the arch-enemy's worshippers. If I had to name one thing humanity and the Xenos have in common, it would be a shared loathing of warp corruption. The situation calls for immediate action. We can continue this conversation later if you wish, but right now, I believe you should assume command. What is the current situation on board? The Navigator's Sanctum is no longer empty. Well, yeah, yes it is. The Navigator's here. But the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engine seers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump. Pascal's saying the engine might be angry, or perhaps lamenting the injuries it suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. If the Omnissiah grants me comprehension, I will appease the mean shirts. So he's going to repair the warp engine. He's going to do a troubleshooting process and repair the engine. What is happening on the planet? Numerous uprising and other manifestations of the archenemy's powers at various locations on the planet. No resistance being offered by the governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous Final Dawn cult en masse and assembling in prayer circles. Oh shit. Hey governor, yeah, we won. Mission accomplished. Let's have a parade. Both of these are stupid questions. Why did you not send a shuttle to the planet for me? It's because you had no comms. And do you have any hope of retaking the planet? I fear the answer is no. I fear that Rykad Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave the system as soon as possible. However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy who are worthy of rescue. Besides a small number of our own shuttles, we also have the shuttles salvaged from the starport. Argenta is saying we must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving people, the people of a dying world, through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all our efforts to saving these people who at the moment look to heavens in the hope of salvation. Pascal is saying the lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the holy relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the electro-priests who guard and tend to it. Oh, I think we're going for another choice here. Abelard, every moment we spend in proximity to the dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Rykad Minoris. The von Valancius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish. That's right, because I don't currently have an heir, I believe. And so, lamentable though it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. Heinrichs. The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was the final nudge towards death, the finale of the cult of the Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to the servants of the archenemy and permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving their souls over to chaos, a sacrifice great enough to bring forth the demon world. I'll say it again, shit. Our only hope of stopping the So, a demon world is where a world in real space is through a massive chaos ritual, partially subsumed into warp space, but also in real space. So the laws of physics get bent and blurred on the planet itself, like it was in the warp, but it's still in real space, and that means demons can walk on it. It means the laws of physics are questionable in their application. It means assaulting it is going to be basically impossible, because how do you bombard a planet where, you know, your projectiles going in to land on the planet may or may not, you know, transform into jello on their way down to the surface? Like, it depends on the exact nature of the planet in question. But once a world is a demon world, it is a foothold for chaos in real space, and it is bad freaking news. And for everyone on that planet, their fate at this point is beyond horrible. Like, they will be tortured, they will become playthings and slaves for chaos and demons, and then when they die, their souls will be captured by those demons and tortured potentially for eternity, or something to that effect. It is a fate monstrously worse than death, and it is now happening before our eyes. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct a targeted bombing of the Electro-Priest Monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow, the world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death, and we will save Rykad Minoris from becoming an outpost of the arch-enemy. He wants to do like a ghetto exterminatus. So his logic is, if you nuke the reactor, cause it to go, destroy the biosphere, kill everyone instantly, they won't have time to complete the ritual. The world will not become a demon world, and the people will just die. They won't be tortured for eternity, they won't become slaves to chaos, but they will all die. Pleasant. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it even from orbit, as do I see the storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows ever more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I am with the lady of this, enough talking, we need to get out of here while we still can. Okay, so it says, why can we not try to evacuate some of the people? Which of the planet's inhabitants can we evacuate? Bombardment, or we pull back and we jump. So this is being set up as a benevolencia versus dogmatic choice. I imagine we can go and try and save some people with our shuttles. I imagine that would be a couple of hundred people, maybe. And they're like, haha, we're saving people. Now, leave aside for a moment that they might be infected by chaos, we might be bringing cultists on board, all that bad stuff. Leave that aside. And also leave for a moment the reactor. I would love to save that reactor. It's a valuable piece of archaeotech. The people who guard it, I'm sure we would get profit factor for it. Fantastic. But I'm not sure how benevolent actually saving people in this situation is, because you're dooming millions or potentially billions if this is a fully occupied planet. Like I said, the lore is pretty dark, and the fate that hopefully I have conveyed is monstrously worse than death for those millions. So by saving a couple of hundred, maybe 1,000, maybe a reactor, we're allowing a demon world ingress into real space, and we're condemning everyone else on that planet to an awful, awful fate, and I don't think I can, in good conscience, do that. I mean, I'll ask why we can't evacuate some people before we knock them out, but I imagine Heinrichs has a pretty strong reason. For the simple reason that the transformation process will soon be irreversible and the sole weapon against it is useless. Energy released from bombardment could stoke the warp energies. I've never witnessed the aftermath of bombing a demon world before, but there is enough evidence of such attempts for me to say with confidence that you do not want to see it. Yeah, so it's now or never. Okay, so I think it has to be this one. Set an optimal course and carry out an orbital strike on the Electro-Priest Monastery. Rykad Minoris must fall. I hereby sign the death warrant of an entire world. May Imperial justice account in all balance. The Emperor protects. Yes, Lord Captain, I will immediately inform navigation and artillery decks of the impending maneuver. Dogmatic +15. Heinrichs approves. The right choice, Lord Captain. May the sacred exterminatus cleanse this veil of corruption. The bridge is in upheaval. Okay, so something's going wrong on the beach. I'm going to say, what is going on here? The warp sextant is not responding to commands. The ship's spirit is rejecting our prayers in anger. I'm currently calculating a plea that might appease it. Crew, heed the words of Magos Hanuman. Pascal, I kindly request that you take charge of this mess. Thank you, your lordship, you are right. He now speaks with authority and resolve. Tech comrades, heed my instruction. That's right, be in charge. The mayhem immediately subsides and the crew's actions fall into something. So basically we had to back up his authority. That's strange, considering he's Mechanicus and we're not, but you know what? There we are. The Omnissiah's servants start working in sync. The binaric clamour becomes a symphony of reports which the Magos coordinates like a skillful conductor. Admirably done, Pascal. The Omnissiah guides me, he says. Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. Okay, so he discovered a machine node was damaged as a result of heretic sabotage. So the heretic sabotaged our warp sextant. I sought a way to rectify the error and concluded that your participation is necessary to do so. The cogitator systems of this temple of the Omnissiah are subordinate to the shell whose repository serves the machine we see before us. Okay. I'm going to step up to the cogitator, so apparently my DNA basically is required to tell it, hey, listen to us. Among the numerous controls you see the mouth of the cyber gargoyle, same as at the warrant chamber. This will be the sentinel. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of machine spirit propitiation. Senior techmats, recite the prayer to generate a current data report. I love how they cloak all the regular operations in ritual and prayer. Always the question is how much of it is to conceal from outsiders and how much do they believe themselves until they reach the point where they get all the knowledge and actually understand the nature of it all. Operations were marked with the campanological protocol Omnissiah Rejoice. Okay, complete reassembly of the warp sextant. Updating of its datasmith blessings are required. This is not done. Interesting, okay. He's going to have to cut some corners in order to save 100 hours of operating time. But it might result in the destruction of our data crypt, so we might be losing saved data. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the cogitator guardian. The dynastic blood extracted from the veins will serve as a key to the data core. And that'll allow them to bypass the protocols for the defective connection and launch the warp sextant, which is the warp navigation array. Okay, I'm just going to do what he says. Connecting. Success. Access initiated. ID 8627. I can gesture, I can reach out, or I can make a statement. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. Servants of the Omnissiah now make the offering to the cleansed data crypts of the machine spirit. Okay, so they're asking for forgiveness because they had to bypass standard operating procedure. Is everything alright, Magos? Okay, now the thing is sparking. The massive errors in the warp sextant's calculation is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirits. The warp engine cannot be filled with the motive force. We are trapped. Perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol or an emergency launch of the auxiliary codes. Input. Stat check init. Machine spirit, can you hear me? Input prompt. Operate resc injury. Rescue query. Okay. So I can say rescue, yes, machine spirit, rescue, yes, machine spirit. I'm going to scroll back through this and see if there are any clues. Give me a sec. So I just asked you is to rescue us. Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vid screens begin to stabilize one after the other. Strings galloping across the screen. Yeah, so I have a feeling that my ship's systems are smarter than he gives them credit for, which is why I went with human language. It was like it was trying to communicate, it was... Anyway, that was just my suspicion. Registering warp section activated, registering data stream stabilizing, registering 0 data errors found, reporting warp engine is ready for translation. I'm also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle fulfilling the criterion. Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its functions and in defiance of deactivation. So he's saying it shouldn't have done that. And I'm saying maybe my machine's more special than you give it credit for. Lord Captain, Ravel here, the crew almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and raring to go. We're ready to begin translation to the warp, your lordship. What just happened? I hypothesize the ship's spirits heard our prayers and intervened. It summoned the power of the Omnifier to do something beyond its comprehension, beyond my comprehension. A non-standard output of information lost in the data core. Servitors used as data conduits are not always fully lobotomized. Fragments of their thoughts can appear even in pure code. Immersed in thought. Interesting. Alright, contact Ravel. The Lord Captain speaking. I give the order to commence translation. Spin up that drive and get us out of here. Waiting for you to ascend to the Captain's throne. Lord Captain, may the Emperor protect us. Alright, I think that's a detonation. I think we hit it. I imagine that's probably put a stop to the ritual. Yes, I'm aware of the fact they were originally going to blow the reactor up anyway. Or maybe they weren't. It's the nature of scene shit, like plots within plots. It might have been the goal was for us to stop it and then blow it. No time to think about it. I think it was the right call. Drop the shutters, spin up the drive, get us out of here. Because you do not want people looking outside at the raw stuff of the warp once we translate.
The Von Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void shift plunged deeper into the Corona's expanse, the Rogue Trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, the Aurora Von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
Oh, so there's like a crypt or something on board. Alright, so we made it out at least. Lord Captain, allow me to report our journey through the warp is coming to an end. We can translate into real space near the Furibunda system. It's home to Footfall, the only Imperial outpost with a functioning wharf in the Coronis Expanse. The Tech Priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp to allow them to inspect and heal the wounds of the ship at the dock. Yeah, no, we have to go in for repairs. Absolutely. And establish connection with the Prime Worlds of your Protectorate. That's right, we have worlds that we control. I would like to talk to them. I would like to start making money and managing a strategic map. Thank you. The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the Rogue Trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. Liege is anxious to meet. Argenta's saying it's a place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand, and the Reverend will want to see her soon. Heinrich is saying he'll be leaving the ship when he arrives at Footfall. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. Thank you, Heinrichs. Young Yvain Winterscale has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality. he plans to disembark on Footfall, and he swears he will not forget his debt. I just hope he doesn't fall to chaos. And Pascal has found some data. Interesting. Alright, I can't save during dialogue, so we'll close out this dialogue, but I think we're coming to the end of the episode. Are you leaving us, Heinrichs? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no farther. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience more than I already have. I'm gonna, hey, do you want to hang around? Oh well. Again, I have problems on the ship that you could help with, but okay. I'll ask Argenta about the leadership. Let's go through this. I imagine it's just a briefing about Footfall. I've basically been told that Footfall is a hive of scum and villainy, and that the leader, the Liege Takara, is an appointee of the Casbala Commission, which is basically a crime syndicate. So that's cool, and they specialize in buying and selling all sorts of Xenos rubbish. So that's a thing. And the previous Liege did business with several criminal factions at once, but he suffered an accident and was picked up, the reins of power were picked up by Vladimir Takara. Okay, slippery but cautious. Alright, so we're going to have to talk to him. Why does the Liege want to see me? We don't know. And then as soon as we solve the issues plaguing with the ship... Oh, okay, so once we repair the ship, it's time for us to have the official ceremony donning me Rogue Trader. Mostly a formality. Cool, so I basically get my coronation. I give him my leave to make translation. So sound the translation alarms. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Thoradora's demise and you inheriting the title. Liege Takara will be informed. It is required so we can use the dock. Interesting. You can arrive at the station with proper pomp and ceremony or choose to visit incognito. So if okay, according to Footfall's unwritten laws, rogue traders enjoy special privileges. They exceed even the power of the Liege. They may choose not to exercise those privileges in certain situations. Arriving incognito will give you more room to maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. Interesting. According to the unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving at the station has the right to veto any of the Liege's decisions. But there is a catch. The Cronus Expanse is home to several influential rogue trader dynasties, and Footfall is where their interests interact. This does not prevent certain persons from subtly pulling the strings in Footfall. If you, as a rogue trader, start your career with an official landing and parade in your honour, the other dynasties may see this gesture as the newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. I don't see that as a bad thing necessarily. Old Man Winterscale may take slight offence, Corda would put on her guard, but you have just risen to prominence. Most people in the Cronus Expanse have not even heard about Lady Theodora's departure yet. It must be made clear the banner of Von Valancia soars as high as ever. And Heinrich says he would recommend arriving incognito. You still have plenty of opportunities to savour the sweetness and burden of power, but right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way your arrival will not draw much attention, people will treat you as a person, and not the almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. It could turn some situations to your advantage. And I'm not going to make that choice on camera. I'm going to think about it for a while. And hopefully a transition into Act 2 means a chance to do things like manage colonies and make some real money. I am interested to see what the strategic layer of the game looks like. Hope you're enjoying, and I'll see you all again soon.